So we are going to go over transitions here and now. So transitions can help readers move from paragraph to paragraph, and by summing up the previous paragraph's main point, show how the paragraphs are connected. So the idea is that paragraphs can be connected so that the last sentence of one paragraph leads into the first sentence of the next paragraph. So let's take a quick look at our reading that we were looking at. So if we look here at her article, so her at the end of her introduction, she says, broken bones heal, words stay with us. Then she says, this is because words have power. The this that she's referring to is this phrase. And so she's kind of continuing it. So this and this kind of go together. So if we look at those two, broken bones heal, words stay with us, this is because words have power. So those two things go together. That helps these two paragraphs to connect. Let's take a look at the next one. This says they can manipulate, so sometimes people use loaded language to distract us from a flawed argument. Such is the case when people use the phrase all lives matter to oppose the phrase Black Lives Matter. So let's take a look here. So we've got these two. They can manipulate, so sometimes people use loaded language to distract us from a flawed argument. Such is the case, meaning that here's the statement, and then here is an example. So these two are tied together again, and by using this phrase, such is the case, this connects those two together. All right. Coming down to this one, she's giving all of these the deaths of all of these people, leading to an overdue reckoning with racism in the United States. So talking about how the BLM movement originated. And then it says, as a direct response, Americans who either disagreed with the BLM movement as a whole or supported the movement but were uncomfortable with its slogan began to chant their own phrase, all lives matter. So here what she's doing is, by saying as a direct response, this means as a direct response to this, the igniting of the BLM movement. So the direct response now was the origin of this phrase, right? So she's saying, okay, this is all of these deaths and everything reignited the BLM movement. As a direct response to the BLM movement, the phrase all lives matter started being used. That's the idea. So those two things are connected there. Let's look here. It says it steals attention from the systemic oppression of Black Americans and actively distorts the message behind the BLM movement, manipulating the American people into maintaining the oppressive status quo. The phrase all lives matter belies racial inequality in America by implying that all lives are at equal risk. So here it's a little bit less obvious, but we can still make that tie. So she's just saying, she's basically setting it up, this maintaining the oppressive status quo, and then here saying that it belies the racial inequality here. All right, last one. This one says, it's so expertly written under layers of celebrity gossip in our media and blatant, bold lies from our politicians, and so normalized in our culture that many people may not even be aware of the plight of Black Americans. But the statistics speak for themselves. So these two definitely go together. People may not realize, may not be aware of the plight of Black Americans, but the statistics speaks for themselves. So those two go together. She's saying, okay, setting this up, but the statistics speak for themselves, and then giving those statistics. So those two going together as well. So that's the idea there. I won't go through all of them, but what I want you to do now is you're going to go through and analyze the transitions between paragraph to paragraph in the social media addiction article, just for practice.